third quarter, you're going to be permitted back in. So if you go out during halftime, make sure you come back in during the third quarter.
You know, a big thing with this game, you look at Robert C. Byrd.
And accurately. Premier Medical Urgent Care, Route 98 between Nutter Fort and Clarksburg in the new Medwood Plaza, 623-6330. Premier Medical Urgent Care.
Mother Gooseland offers the area's finest daycare in 2 locations, Route 20 by Cannon Pike and West Virginia Avenue, both in Nutter Fort. Working parents have come to depend on and trust the professionals at Mother Gooseland because children are their number one priority. Child care, second only to yours, is the norm, not the exception at Mother Gooseland, West Virginia Avenue and Route 20 by Cannon Pike in Nutter Fort. Proud to support RCB and its student athletes in tonight's game. Go number 20.
Back at RCB High School, both teams at midfield, their captains out for this ceremonial toss. We are moments away from getting this one started, and Bill, you can see RCB and both Bridgeport, everybody seems ready to go and excited. Let's take 30 seconds and come right back with tonight's opening kickoff. RCB is going to receive the football to start things off here in the early going. RCB comes out in its blue uniforms, white trim, white numerals, and white helmets. Bridgeport and its traveling whites. They'll come out in white jerseys, gray pants, red trim, and red numerals and helmets. RCB in the opening period of play is going to receive the kickoff. They're going to be at the end of the field near the dressing facilities, so they're going to go left to right here in the opening period.
I'll tell you, our listeners that are listening, that usually hear us on 1340 AM, you can also tune in to 92.7 FM this evening. We'll be on the FM dial for those of you who want to take a listen. Remember, we're not only on 1340 AM, but also 92.7 FM as well.
Bridgeport comes out, they tee it up, kick it off. Dodd is the kicker for the Indians. It's going to come down around the 25, taken by Shell. He's across the 30, on his feet to 40, across midfield, or actually up near midfield. He's going to be tackled at the Flying Eagle 49-yard line, and a great way to start things off for RCB.
I'll tell you what, it looks like it might be an accident happening when Shell receives it, slips through his hands, has trouble with it momentarily, but keeps his composure, regains the pigskin, and darts up the sidelines, breaking the initial wave of the defenders. Then he turns it into a big gain, and just like that, Robert C. Byrd with excellent field position on their opening drive.
So here comes the Flying Eagle offense. Bridgeport comes out defensively. RCB takes over 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line just on their side of the field. Wilhelm out of the I formation turns, gives it to Mayer on 1st down. He bulls his way very close to a 1st down. It looks as though he does have the 1st down and just a little bit more. Jeremy Heinzman for the Indians finally makes a stop, and that is a 1st down all the way down to the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what teams have been doing in the last 2, maybe 3 contests. They've been keying on Ross, the tailback, and that's giving the opportunity right there for Mookie Mayer to pick up some big yardage. He did it last week against Liberty, and he picks up what he left off here against Bridgeport.
Mayer could be a very big factor in this ball game tonight. You know teams are going to come out looking for Scotty Ross. As you said, he's really picked it up the last few weeks. Now again, Wilhelm under center has a man split out wide to the right on 1st down, picks up nearly 5 on the quarterback keeper. He goes straight forward, and he is tackled by Josh Nicewarner, the Indian linebacker.
Nicewarner, 5'11", 230-pound senior, has several brothers who are great athletes. Obviously, his older brother, the quarterback for the Indians just a few years ago. And now the 2nd and 5, Robert C. Byrd in great field position, big momentum on their side. They're on the Bridgeport 36-yard line, looking to go in for the initial score of the contest.
The Flying Eagles from their own 35, they turn, give it to Mayer again. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, fights forward, close to 2 yards on the play. He's going to be stocked up. That time in on the stop for Bridgeport. Looked like number 45, Jeremy Heinzman, was one of them, and the other Indian player there was the interior line. Looked like Aaron Horn on the play.
Heinzman, the linebacker, a very solid player, also a great running back for Bridgeport, makes his 2nd tackle of the contest. Here, a pivotal 3rd down play. Robert C. Byrd needs 4 yards to keep the drive alive.
Inside of the 35-yard line, close to the 33, they give it to Ross, his first carry of the game. He is stacked up for very little gain. May have picked up a yard. They're going to be short of the first down and quickly into the ball game with 10:09 remaining. Coach Aquin is going to have a decision to make here in the opening period of play.
I think at the 34-yard line, you're too far away for the defenders to attempt a field goal. And really, there's no sense in punting in this situation. I think they'll go for it. They want to be the aggressive team here. They want to set the precedent for Bridgeport.
4th down and 2 at 9:50. No score in case you've joined us late. RCB and Bridgeport. Big game here for the Flying Eagles. On 4th down, it's Wilhelm running the quarterback keeper. He's turning it out wide. Appears to have the first down. Nice job. Bridgeport did an excellent job stretching the play out near the sidelines. Finally, Wilhelm able to turn it upfield. He picks up the first down, and RCB continues to drive inside the 30-yard line close to the 27.
Gutsy call by Coach Aquina. Fakes the handoff. Wilhelm, who's quicker this year than last year, looks like very comfortable with the ball. Takes that around the left side, and I'll tell you what, looked like he would be wrapped up short of the first down. But a great individual effort by Wilhelm allows him to cut the corner, gain the advantage on the Indians, and pick up a much-needed first down.
Here come the Flying Eagles from the Indian 27-yard line, 9:39, 1st and 10. They'll send a man in motion to the right. The pitch back to Ross. On first down, Ross looking for running room, cuts it inside the 25, close to the 23. So a decent pickup on first down, close to 4 yards. On the stop, Jason Reppert for the Indians.
Ross now getting his second toe of the contest. Really a pitch out to Ross allows him to see the defense, see where the hole is. Ross has been doing a great job this year cutting back against the grain. We see the Indians are a very good pursuit defensive unit. Maybe Ross can see some things cut back and maybe make a big play.
Here come the Flying Eagles, 2nd down and close to 6. They turn, give it to Ross. He goes straight forward, was stacked up at the line. He gets down close to the 21. Going to bring up a 3rd down play, and Bill, that time, Bridgeport does a good job stacking up the blocking and nowhere for Ross to run.
That's going to bring up a big 3rd down play once again. Looks like maybe a 4-down territory if needed. Robert C. Byrd here. We might see him go there with the big fella, R.J. Coleman, the talent tight end, or maybe see him go to the outside once again. Remember, Mookie Mayer has been looking pretty good in the last few contests. Really, there's a lot of weapons offensively Robert C. Byrd can choose from.
Gonzalez checks in for Zinn. They give it to Mayer on 3rd down. He is very close to a first down, appears to have it. If so, it will be about at the 16, maybe 17-yard line. Going to be very close here. Let's see if the officials call for a measurement. They are going to call for They are going to call for a measurement, as it appears to be very close.
Once again, Dave, reminder to all our listeners that are listening to us on 1340 AM. We are on 92.7 FM this evening. Turn us over to the FM dial if you want to get a better reception.
On both the AM and FM, and that just goes to show you the magnitude of tonight's game. The measurement is going to be just inches short of a first down, and Bill, this may be another time for Andy Wilhelm, as RCB in a lot of these situations look to run the quarterback straight ahead.
I think that's a good call. I think we'll probably see that. Wilhelm's been very successful with that play, especially in short yard situations. We've already seen it once here this evening.
From the Indian 18-yard line, Wilhelm under center out of the eye, goes straight ahead on the keeper, has the first down. It's going to be very close to the 16-yard line, and that's a nice pickup for Wilhelm and the Flying Eagles. Keeps the drive alive, and it sure would be nice to get a touchdown here in the early going.
I'd say it'd be a big break for Robert C. Byrd. Need to get on the board early, put the pressure on Bridgeport.
Zinn and Gonzalez rotating plays in for the Flying Eagles. On first down, Mayer with the football, running behind the left side of the line. It is tackled for a short gain, maybe 2 yards on the play, going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Tough break on the play for Mookie as he had to hurdle a Bridgeport defender laying on the ground. When he did, that allowed the Bridgeport defenders to come over and get him in midair. If they don't catch him in midair, he's going to drag a few guys for another 2 or 3 yards.
Wilhelm brings his team to the line of scrimmage out of the eye. They turn, fake it to Ross. He's looking for running room out along the left side. Going to be hit. Looks like he may have lost the football late. Both teams come scrambling in. Let's see, no indication from the official. The ball's going to be spotted near the 10-yard line. RCB has held the football. Looks like they have recovered.
Big break there. It looked like the ball came loose. Fortunately, Robert C. Byrd retains possession. Third down here, Dave. An opportunity for Robert Seabird to get on the board. Right side, long side, looks like an opportunity maybe for Ross for a pitch out. Let him see what he can do offensively.
Third down and 3. Let's go Flying Eagles. Wilhelm under center, turns, gives it to Ross looking for running room, tries to bounce outside. He's going to be out around the 8-yard line, and I believe he is short of a first down, possibly by 2 yards. Let's see the spot. It is going to be about 2 yards short, and Coach Aquina, it appears, is going to send his kicking team on. He wants to come away with some points here, Bill.
I think a good move by Coach Aquina. The offensive units worked extremely hard bringing the ball down the field. You want to reward them by getting some points on the board, and also this defensive unit from Varsity Byrd, very focused. Give them a lead, and they like to protect it.
Shell, the holder, the ball's going to be spotted back at the 15. It'll be a 25-yard attempt. Shell calls for the snap. The kick is up, and it is partially blocked as Bridgeport Zinn loses his footing as he goes to kick the football. The Indians get in there, and it is no good, so the drive goes for nothing, and the Indians come out on their first possession. But, Bill, I guess the good thing is Bridgeport going to be back deep on their own side of the field.
That's a big advantage. Unfortunate for Robert Seabird. The offensive unit played extremely well, but they have no points to show for their effort.
The ball does come out, I believe, to the 25-yard line, or they're going to spot it at the 20, excuse me. So the Indians will take over first and 10 from their own 20.
In the last few days, we have seen some rain, some precipitation here, and the field could be a little soggy in spots.
Lindsey, the Indian quarterback, has a trio of ball carriers behind him who have been very successful on first down. They bounce it inside to the fullback. He picks up close to 2 yards on the play.
Great penetration by Shea. He gets inside and trips up the ball carrier initially, and then a host of other Robert Seabird defenders come over to fall on top of the ball carrier.
Heisman, the fullback, able to get about 2 yards on first down, going to bring up second down and 8. Here come the Indians, their second offensive possession. They operate out of the I formation as well. This time it is the tailback running out to his right, Brian Berry, going to be tackled for a short gain. George Shell, the Flying Eagle player, on the stop. Going to bring out third down and nearly 4 yards to go for the Indians, and this will be a good opportunity for RCB to hold them.
We've seen two good plays by defensive backs from Robert Seabird. The first play, Shade comes up and makes a good tackle. This time, Shell comes in and aids the cause.
Lindsey under center turns, loses the football. There's a scramble for it on the field. RCB has it. Let's get some points. RCB comes up with a big play. That time it was Ethan Langbein who come up with a recovery for the Flying Eagles. And Bill, we need some points.
I'll tell you what, we've talked about big breaks. We've talked about emotional edges, turnovers, penalties. The first turnover of the game, Robert Seabird gets control of it. You pointed out, they need to get some points on the board.
Playing on the Bridgeport side of the field, RCB with their second possession. This one starts at the Indian 25-yard line. Wilhelm under center on first down, out of the eye. He'll turn, fake it to Ross, play action fake, fires out to Coleman, looking down around the 2-yard line. Going to be just a little long. Coleman was open, had beaten the receiver, slipped in behind them, but the pass sails long, incomplete. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Really what that does for Robert Seabird is it stretches the defense out, and it keeps the Indians from putting too many people in the box. It's going to make them aware of R.J. Coleman. He's double-teamed on that particular play, and I'm sure that Coach Carey will have his team knowing exactly where Coleman is at all times.
Bill, now it puts RCB in a tough situation as they have a couple plays to pick up the first down. On second and 10, and the quarterback, Wilhelm, running the option, picks up nearly 6. Nice play, gets inside the 20-yard line, close to the 19. Was running to his right, kept it as he found an opening, a crease in the Indian defense, and picks up 6. It'll bring up third down and 4.
Definitely 4-down territory. We've talked about it. Robert Seabird here looks to get the first down to keep the drive alive. They only need 5 yards to do it. Robert Seabird, the recipient of a fumble from Bridgeport, and now have the opportunity to cash in, get some points on the board.
Here come the Flying Eagles on third down. They give it to Mayer. He bulls ahead straight forward. Going to be short, I believe, of a first down. Going to bring up fourth and maybe a yard.
That time, tackled by a host of Bridgeport players. Mayer cuts inside, picks up a few yards. He's going to be held just short. Looks like an empty spot on the play. It's going to look like he's about 2.5, 3 yards short.
RCB and I'll like to go for it. It's going to be, like you said, about 1.5 yards, close to 2 yards short. Let's call it a short 2. The Flying Eagles come out on 4th down. Big play here, RCB, with 2 opportunities inside the Indians' territory. Needs to pick up the first down. The option running left, Ross, stacked up, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. RCB unable to pick up the first down. And Bill, when you get opportunities like this, sometimes you don't capitalize. It comes back to haunt you.
Not only does that happen, Dave, but it also takes the wind out of your sails. I think emotionally, Robert Seabird had the advantage, but now I'm sure the offensive unit are a little bit frustrated because they don't come up with any points for their second opportunity deep in Indian territory. And now what that does is that gives Bridgeport new life and an opportunity to start out 1st and 10.
Bridgeport has the football at its own 18-yard line. Lindsey, the quarterback, he's going to split Hans out to the left. He's also got a man in the slot to the right. He'll turn, give it to the fullback, Heinzman, running straight ahead. He is close to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 8. But RCB's defense thus far able to stuff this Indians running game.
I'll tell you, the key, Dave, is going to be the line play. The team that their line plays the best, that's the team that's going to win this game. And really, Robert C. Byrd, in the last possession, looked to pick up a first down on 4th and short, couldn't get the yardage, and hopefully Robert C. Byrd's defense can return the favor back to the Indians.
3 minutes remaining in the opening period. No score between Bridgeport and the Flying Eagles on 2nd down. They give again to Heinzman. He gets up close to the 22 shell. They're waiting on him along with a host of Flying Eagle defenders. They throw him back. Short gain on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down. And let's say 7.
Luke Mayer also steps in along with D'Annunzio to aid in the tackle, and they throw Heinzman down with authority inside. A very hard-hitting game here in this first quarter of action.
Bill, again, big play for the RCB defense. They need to keep the Indians pinned on their own side of the field.
When you talk about this contest, I think field position is very important for both teams. And as you pointed out, pitting Bridgeport deep in their own territory would be an asset to Robert C. Byrd.
Lindsey under center, his team coming out of the I formation. He's back to pass, heavy rush on him. He slips away from the defender, now looking to run. Mayer out there, going to wrap him up short of the first down. He tries to slip away from Mayer, but RCB has several players coming up to gang tackle the quarterback, Lindsey, who was nearly sacked on the play, and that would have been a big one, but they're unable to corral him in the backfield. Nonetheless, RCB should have good field position again.
That'll force the Bridgeport Indians to punt, and field possession should be a big advantage here. Back deep for Robert C. Byrd, and Miller Petrie, along with Scotty Ross.
So Ross and Petrie, the 2 Flying Eagle players who are back to receive the punt. This one's going to bounce around midfield. Looked like an Indian may have kicked it. I guess not, as it goes all the way back to the RCB 36. Still not bad field position. Let's pause. We'll be back in 30 seconds. RCB High School, the Flying Eagles come out their 3rd possession of the game. We are still scoreless with 1:25 remaining in the opening period of play.
Robert C. Byrd, as you point out, 3rd possession. 3rd time's a charm. Hopefully they can pick up some points here and get some momentum.
Bill, RCB going to change its offense here. They're going to operate out of the wing T. They give to Ross. Looks like it may have caught Bridgeport off guard a little bit. Ross across midfield. He is inside the 45, down to the 43, and that's something they've been working on for a while, but there's a flag down, and I'm guessing this one's coming back.
Definitely is. It looks like maybe even a motion, if not a hold. They're going to call a clip. Good grade, a big 15-yarder, and that really takes the wind out of the sails. Robert C. Byrd with a nice play. Unfortunately, the penalty's going to push him back.
This one's going to come back instead of a first down in Indian territory. They call it a clip, but a little bit of diversity there. The wing T, something that RCB's kept under wraps thus far this season. They've been working on it for a few weeks. They brought it out there in their 3rd possession, and it looked like it was successful.
It looked very successful. I think that's going to be important. I think you have to disguise some different things offensively and also try to confuse the defense from Bridgeport at the same time.
Back at their own 35-yard line with the football, they give it to Ross, looking for running room. He's across the 40. Picks up 5 yards of the yardage back. It's going to bring up 2nd down and let's say 14.
Big play here, Dave. Situation for Coach Aquin is going to go up in the air. He's going to keep it on the ground. The rule of the field position definitely on Robert C. Byrd's side here. They don't want to risk a turnover. Really, it's a tough call. but Robert C. Byrd's offense looks poised for the challenge.
Wilhelm out of the eye, play action fake, stands back to pass, fires out in the flat, has Coleman. Coleman with the football, tackled out of bounds. He is inside of Bridgeport territory. Nice little pattern. Coleman slips right out behind the line of scrimmage, runs across the field towards the Flying Eagles sideline. He is tackled just short of the first down, but a nice play, picks up about 13. It's going to bring up third down and 2.
I'm not trying to be critical, but that looks like the second time we've seen a kind of a shaky spot on the play. Unfortunately, Coleman looked like he buried over the defender and got enough yardage necessary for the first down, but the spot proves him just short.
Wilhelm under center, RCB out of the eye again, and this time they give it to Mayer, has the first down inside the 45, and Mookie that time didn't look like he was going to be denied, running extremely hard.
I'll tell you, Mookie Mayer is a punishing runner. He's very aggressive, very physical, and he's one of the biggest weapons Robert C. Byrd has on their offensive unit.
Wilhelm takes the play. This could be the final play of the opening period. Still no score. That's what we expected, a nip and tuck contest. And that's exactly what we have here at RCB High School. On first down, Mayer with a football down close to the 40. That's going to bring an end to the opening period of play. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Activities, we wish you all the luck in the world.
Now we start the second period of play. RCB comes with the football on second down. They give it to Ross, looking to run right. Has a nice gain on second down, but flags fly. There's going to be a penalty, and I'm guessing this one's coming back again. And right now the penalty is hurting the Flying Eagles.
We talked about two things in the pregame. We talked about penalties and also turnovers. Robert C. Byrd, the recipient of a Bridgeport fumble earlier in the opening quarter. But on the other hand, Robert C. Byrd committing two major penalties. This one's going to push him back. And I'll tell you what, penalties are something that really take the wind out of your sails offensively, especially when you have the momentum like Robert C. Byrd has. And that's it. They're going to mark him back. And, man, that stings. Ouch.
This one, another big one coming against the Flying Eagles.
That'll bring up a second and what looks to be about 16 yards for Robert C. Byrd. 11:50 remaining in this second quarter of action. The scoreless affair between the homestanding Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles and the visiting Bridgeport Indians.
RCB now splits two men out to the left on second and long. Wilhelm under center, out of the eye, stands back in the pocket. The pass fires across the middle. Looks like the pass was picked off. Let's see. He does. The Indians do pick the ball off as Josh Nicewarner hangs on, and that time an ill-advised pass from Wilhelm threw into coverage. No one was there to catch the pass.
Well, I'll tell you, the situation was there was a timing play, and Wilhelm didn't even look at the intended receiver. He just took the steps back, took the count, and made the throw. Nicewarner read it, stepped right in front of him. He had the inside position all the way. Pass hits him. It looked like it was kind of questionable as to whether it hit the ground or not, but they're going to say it was an interception. And right now, the Indians with great position.
The Indians on first down from their own, looks like 38-yard line. They give it to Barry. He fights straight ahead off the right side. Going to pick up about 2, maybe 2.5. Bring up second down and 7. And again, RCB's defense there to meet the challenge.
I'll tell you, the big thing is Robert C. Byrd's defense has to step up here. They've given the offense several chances, but the offense hasn't been able to cash in. The Indians won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half. So really, that's something Robert C. Byrd's been a beneficiary of throughout the entire part of the season, is getting the ball in the second half. They're not going to have that advantage. They need to take care of it right now.
Lindsay turns on first down, gives it out to Horn. Horn has the first down. The first time the Indians have been able to pick up a first down as they get inside of RCB territory, inside the midfield marker, down close to the 49-yard line.
Bridgeport getting a big advantage here emotionally as they've held the Flying Eagles on 3 different occasions. Now they have the opportunity offensively to do some damage of their own. Robert C. Byrd's defense, however, has been stingent all year long. Hopefully they'll be able to step up here and stop the Indians before they can progress any farther down the field.
Lindsay again splits Hans. Out to the left, has a man in the slot to the right. They turn, give it to Heinzman. Heinzman with big yardage down close to the 42. Going to bring up second down and 3. And now Bridgeport finding some success, Bill, running behind the right side of their line.
I'll tell you, I think Robert C. Byrd needs to be aware of that. I think they need to get aggressive up front. That's where this game is going to be won. We've talked about it. The line of scrimmage, the war in the what's going to happen. And really, Robert C. Byrd's defense has to step up there and make some things happen on that line.
RCB needs to come up with a big play here. It's 2nd down and 3, and the Indians are moving the football. From the Flying Eagle 42-yard line, Lindsey under center turns. He gives it to Horn again. Horn stacked up at the line of scrimmage, unable to find running room. He is throwing back. Stephen Otto on the play, along with some other RCB defenders led by Sam D'Annunzio.
D'Annunzio intercepting 2 passes last week against Liberty and returning them both for touchdowns. Steps up and makes another play here. Pushes back the Indians for a loss of 2. That's going to bring up a big 3rd down play.
On 3rd down and close to 5 yards, Bridgeport splits a man out to the right, has a man in the slot to the left, out of the eye. The misdirection handoff going to be thrown for a loss as Bridgeport tries to give the football to C.R. Roball running on a misdirection play. He is thrown for a loss back at the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and 7, and Bridgeport going to be forced to punt.
Great job defensively by Robert C. Byrd. It looked like Bridgeport moving the ball, picking up 7 yards on 1st down. Looked like they were on their way to pick up a 1st down, but since then, the next 2 plays resulted in a -4 yards. Great job by Robert C. Byrd's defense.
Petrie and Ross back to receive the punt. RCB loses the football momentarily, but that's irregardless. This one's coming back. RCB runs into the kicker, and Bill, we talked about it last week. Too many penalties against RCB over the course of the last few weeks, and discipline right now has not only thwarted some drives on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to give Bridgeport the ball back again as special teams are going to pick up a crucial penalty right there, and Bridgeport's going to get the football back.
I'll tell you, most coaches want their players to be aggressive, but they also want them to play smart. That was not a very smart play. When you're blocking a punt, you obviously want to come in with an angle so that if you lay yourself out, don't get the punt block, you don't run into the kicker. That time, Robert C. Byrd's rusher steamrolled the kicker well after the ball is gone, an obvious blatant infraction. And as you pointed out, Bridgeport's now back in business.
They'll have the ball down at the RCB 30-yard line, 8:32 remaining in the opening half. Still no score from Flying Eagle Stadium.
Right.
The quarterback turns, gives it to Mike Hauntz. Hauntz loses the football, and RCB, I believe, has recovered. This would be a big play for the Flying Eagles as Bridgeport was driving, and I'm not sure who came up with it right there. I believe Greg Harbert is the Flying Eagle player who came up with the football, and that's a big play for the Flying Eagles.
I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of big plays. There's still a hanky on the field. Sorry for interrupting you on the last play, Dave. There's still a hanky on the 46-yard line. Nobody seems to see it. And really, Robert C. Byrd has been penalized several times, but Bridgeport's turned the ball over twice. So I guess really they have negated each other in those 2 different aspects.
Bill, RCB throughout the opening half has received all the breaks. It seems like everything has went their way. Now let's hope they can capitalize and get something going. 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the opening half, and this would be a time for one of those long time-consuming drives and end the opening half with a score. Wilhelm under center, out of the eye, turns, gives it to Mayer. Mayer gets up across the 25 to the 26, picks up about 3, maybe 4 if you stretch it on 1st down. Going to bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 7.
I'll tell you one thing we haven't seen Robert C. Byrd be able to do in the last 2 contests is get the corner edgewise. Ross hasn't had the opportunity to get out with his quickness and make things happen. We've seen teams stacking him up. They're cheating on him, and really they're going to have to get some of that as well, along with the inside running of Mookie Mayer to be effective.
Wilhelm gives it to, or actually fakes it to Ross. He tries to find some running room out along the left sidelines. Nowhere for him to go, and he is tackled at the line of scrimmage. May have lost about a half yard.
I'll tell you, the big thing here is Robert C. Byrd can't rely offensively on slow developing plays. We're seeing great pursuit and penetration by Bridgeport's defensive unit. Some quick hitters, some misdirections, some things up front to make things happen are going to be their best bet, because this is a swarming defense we're seeing from Bridgeport in this opening half.
RCB splits Shade and Shell out to the right. They'll operate out of the eye. Wilhelm, the quarterback, gives it to Ross. Ross looking for running room out along the right sidelines. Nowhere for him to go, and he is short of a 1st down. RCB's punting unit going to come onto the field, and Bill, conservative play calling that time for the Flying Eagles.
I think you definitely don't want to put it up in the air and risk a chance for an interception on that play. Wilhelm's confidence a little bit down. Last possession, he threw the interception. to Bridgeport. This time, I think Coach Iaquinta wants to let it ride out, wants to punt it away and let the defense get back on the field. Really, I think the big thing here is confidence. I think Andy's confidence is a little bit shaky after that last pick. He doesn't want to cause anything else to happen. Coach Iaquinta realizes there's a lot of game left and doesn't want Wilhelm to get too upset.
Frazier standing back at his own 15, gets the ball, gets the punt away. It's going to go straight up, not one of his better kicks. Going to be taken by the Indians, that time making a heck of a play. C.R. Rohball sees the ball's the ball's spinning funny. He runs up, calls the fair catch, does not allow it to get one of those bounces that loses his team 15 yards. He runs up, fair catches the ball and kills it at the Bridgeport 48-yard line.
The Indians could have easily lost 15, 20, 25 yards on that roll. That's a big play. One of the big plays we're talking about. The team that makes the most big plays is going to be the team that's victorious here this evening.
The Indians on first down turn. They give it to Heinzman running hard, but stacked up at the line. That time coming up to make the initial hit was George Shell. For a short gain, Heinzman picks up 2 on the play.
Shell's been very active this evening for Robert C. Byrd defensively.
Pick up close to 3. It'll be second down.
7 yards remaining for a first down. Robert C. Byrd's defense has spent the majority of this second quarter on the field. And when you compare, Dave, the first quarter, Robert C. Byrd had the ball most of the time. In the second quarter, we've seen Bridgeport dominate action.
The Indians now come to the line of scrimmage with 6:07 remaining in the first half of play. The quarterback, Lindsey, and out of the I formation, here come the Indians. Hard count by Lindsey, tried to draw the RCB defense off sides, unable to do so, and Hans goes forward inside of RCB territory down around the Flying Eagle 46-yard line.
Big play here on a third down situation, Dave. 5.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Bridgeport looking to extend this drive, while Robert C. Byrd's defense wants to give the offense one more opportunity before intermission.
Bill, if you're Coach Carey, let's go on the other side of the field. You don't pick up the first down, but you get within 2 yards. Do you punt it and put them back deep, or do you go for it?
You gotta punt it because you get the ball first in the second half. You don't want to take any big chances here.
On third down, Hans with the football. He's going to be short of a first down. He gets inside the 45, not quite to the 44. It would bring up fourth down and a couple yards to go.
And now decision time for Coach Carey. What's he going to do? Roll the dice? Let's wait and see.
Looks like he is sending his punting unit on the field. So the Indians are going to elect a punt on fourth down and 2. And I believe, like you said, Bill, a very smart play on Coach Carey's part. RCB sends Shell and Petrie back inside their own 10. And hopefully they'll move up to the 10 and not receive anything inside of it. This time the Indian punter gets it away. It's going to take a Bridgeport bounce at the 10, down around the 5. The ball is going to be whistled dead at the 5-yard line. Let's take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The Flying Eagles come out with the football on their own 5-yard line. They give it straight ahead, I believe, to Ross. He goes for a couple yards up near the 8. Not much running room for Ross on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Tough break for Robert C. Byrd, special teams-wise, as they have the opportunity there. Looks like the returner might fair catch it instead of lets it go. Takes a Bridgeport bounce and rolls down dead at the 5. Backs against the wall. Robert C. Byrd's offense wants to pick up a first down. At the same time, they don't want to take too many chances here. A turnover here could be very costly.
Bill, if you're Bridgeport here and you hold them, you might think about taking a timeout. Wilhelm hands it off to Ross, looking for running room, unable to find anything. He's wrapped up for a loss back at the 5-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Both teams with 3 timeouts apiece. Really, as you pointed out, Coach Carey might like to call a timeout here if he can hold Robert C. Byrd's offense from picking up the needed yardage for the first down.
RCB sends Otto into the game for the Flying Eagles. Normally a passing situation here. You want to keep the clock running in case Bridgeport does get it back. They don't want to give them any more time than they have to. So on 3rd down, they give it ahead to Mayer. Mayer fights up. Looks like the 12-yard line finally wrestled down. Going to be short of a first down by about 3. A nice pickup by Mayer. At least gets them with a little bit of running room and gets the punter off the back line of the end zone.
In this situation, Dave, really, Bridgeport with a couple opportunities here offensively. If they get a good return, they've got plenty of time, and they're not electing to take a timeout. That's very surprising to me as the clock continues to tick close to 2.5. But the big thing is that you look at Tyler Dodd. He has 2 field goals on the year, a strong leg. He might have an opportunity to kick a field goal. So really, Bridgeport has a couple different options offensively.
RCB on 4th down and 2. They have their punter standing back at his 2-yard line. He gets it off under heavy pressure. Haunt's going to take it back at the 45, bobbles it momentarily, picks it up, and gets down to the Flying Eagle 37-yard line. Bridgeport with excellent field position, and all 3 timeouts come out with 2:14 remaining. No score here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds.
Over $1 per day. Browse candidate resumes, get help with recruiting advice, and more. Candidate registration is free and a great way to confidentially remain on top of opportunities in your profession. WestVirginiaJobNet.com, where West Virginia goes to work.
Back at RCB High School on 1st down, Lindsay with a quarterback keeper looking for running room out along the left side. Picks up maybe a yard, going to bring up 2nd and 9, and we are inside of 2 minutes. And Bridgeport, Bill, surprisingly taking a long time to get the play off.
I think in this situation, really, I don't know if Robert Seaborough's defense is playing so well. Maybe they don't think they can do anything offensively, but really, you have to take the gambles and get the opportunities for your offense. 3 timeouts left. They can really lengthen this second period of action.
Lindsay steps under center. He's back to pass, looking for his receiver out in the flat, and the pass knocked away. An excellent job by Shell, and I believe Greg Harbor at that time as a Bridgeport receiver was there. Not a bad pass from Lindsay. He was looking for his receiver down the right sidelines. It falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 9, 1:31 left.
Great pass rush by Ethan Langby. He tries a nice swim move inside, comes up and gets a hand on him. Looks like they almost get away with it. Good interior pass rush by Langby.
On 3rd down and 9, the Indians come out. They have a man split out to the left. The quarterback, Lindsay, pump fakes, now fires deep, throws a duck down the sidelines, out of bounds, incomplete. Wilhelm in on the coverage, and again, the punting unit comes on the field for Bridgeport.
I'll tell you, in this situation right now, Dave, you might see Coach Iaquinta look to try to block this punt. Really, with 1.5 minutes to go and 3 timeouts, you send them all. You didn't even put anybody back there. Don't risk a chance of a guy losing the ball, coughing it up. Go after the punter, maybe get a big play, because things can turn around with a block punt.
RCB is going to elect to put 2 men back deep, Shell and Petrie, for the Flying Eagles. The Bridgeport punter gets it away. Petrie going to call for a fair catch at the 2-yard line.
That's field awareness right there. Really, anything inside the 10-yard line, you're told to let go. And that time, I think, Petrie didn't realize where he was at. Tough break, but really, Robert C. Byrd hopefully can hold him to the ball. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Wilhelm get it, quarterback keeper up the gut, just hold on to it, and try to force Bridgeport to use their timeouts, and then punt the ball away.
You can see Coach Iaquinta explaining the right, decision to make there in that situation. Now the Flying Eagles got to be careful they don't turn over the football. 1:18 if you're RCB right here. You just want to run the clock out. Wilhelm on 1st down turns and gives it to Ross, looking for running, or actually fakes it, looking for running room. He gets up across the 5, close to the 9-yard line. A nice run by Wilhelm with some good fakes that time, but short of the 1st down.
That clock continues to roll. Surprisingly, Coach K not calling timeouts here. Inside of 1 minute to go, and Robert C. Byrd might dodge a bullet here, depending on what Coach Carey likes to do. And Dave, the clock continues to tick, definitely in Bird's favor.
Bill, if you're RCB, I think I would snap it and take a knee.
Oh, definitely in this situation now. No sense taking a chance.
They're going to give it to Ross, looking for running room behind the left side of the line, and they fumble the football. RCB loses the football. The Indians pick it up with 34 seconds remaining.
Wow. We just talked about it.
Too many mistakes.
Just talked about it. Unbelievable break there. Unbelievable. Scott Ross, a sure-handed ball handler, fumbles away, and now, really, if I'm Robert C. Byrd, I'm going to let you call timeout here. Your defense definitely shaken up, a little bit dazed. You don't want the Indians to take one big play in and score a touchdown here.
The Indians come to the line of scrimmage with a man, I believe it's Hans, split out to the right. Lindsey under center. Play action fake, stands back in the pocket, fires across the middle. Pass going to be incomplete. 30 seconds remaining. The clock stops. Still no score. So a couple more attempts for the Indians, and if nothing else, you would expect at least a field goal attempt.
I'll tell you, I'm very surprised with that play. As Bridgeport's had some success here and there with run plays. They've got 3 timeouts left. Surprised to see them go to the air on a first down. Really, it's a break for Robert C. Byrd. Hopefully this defensive unit can rise the occasion. Once again, they have been stellar all season long. Their back's up against the wall again. Let's see if they can come through.
Bridgeport going to elect to call timeout. We'll take a break. Be back in 60 seconds.
40 years of professional experience. Blaine's Drugstore, 624-5491.
Welcome back to Robert C. Byrd. Bridgeport with it on second down and 10.
The pitch back to Barry. He's looking for running room. Gets out to the 7-yard line. Then he runs out of bounds, and Bridgeport has the clock stopping. Bill, I was hoping RCB right there might be able to stop him in bounds. 2 timeouts left for the Indians, 3 for RCB, no score, and Bridgeport with the football at the 7.
And now, really, Bridgeport in this situation, with a timeout, we'll keep it here, looking to see what's going to happen. But really, wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the Indians run the ball back into the middle of the field and attempt a short field goal on 4th down. Really, they're on the right side. It'd be a tough angle kick for Dodd. But really, one run back into the middle, an opportunity for a field goal. And let's not forget that the Bridgeport Indians do have control of the ball to start the second half.
Bill, same side of the field. The RCB attempted a field goal in the opening period of play. Their kicker slipped, lost his footing, so let's hope maybe that side of the field slipped. But I think, like you said, if Bridgeport's smart, they're going to run the ball left, try and set up something to cut out the angle, and I would expect Coach Carey telling his guys, if you can't get into the end zone, at least let's get the football in good position for the kicker. Here come the Indians out of the timeout. 25 seconds remaining in the opening half, still no score. Lindsey, the quarterback, going to put Hans out to the left. Out of the I formation, Heinzman and Barry are the setbacks on 3rd down. Lindsey rolls to his left, fires out in the flat, has a man open, and in and out of the hands of Hans. He was there. The pass sails right through his hands, and RCB dodges a bullet. On comes the Indians kicking team.
Great job by Robert C. Byrd's defense. And let's remind our listeners at halftime, we have Assistant Principal Doug Ho coming on to share his information with all of our listeners. Make sure you keep it right here with Doug Ho. And now it looks like the Indians themselves will try the field goal attempt.
Tyler Dodd on to attempt the field goal. It would be a 25-yard attempt, the exact same location. Flags come flying in. There's movement. An RCB player runs across the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the call is. RCB is pointing at Bridgeport. They're wanting the call saying they were drawn offsides, and I believe they got it as Bridgeport going to be whistled for motion. That'll put it back 5 yards and make it a 30-yard attempt. So Dodd will have a little tougher attempt here, but nonetheless still a very good kicker.
Could be a big break for Bridgeport. Dodd has a strong enough leg to make this kick, and this also gives him a different angle for the field goal opportunity.
Takes away the tight angle, loosens it up a little bit, so he is on the right hash mark. It would be a 31-yard field goal. The kick from Dodd is up and no good. It is wide right. Wide right. RCB dodges a bullet. We are still scoreless with 13 seconds remaining. Let's take a break. Back.
No muff too tough, no pipe too tight at Muffler World.
Daniels in, teeing it up at his own 40. RCB going to go right to left here in the 3rd period of play. Again, no score. We have got some score updates from around the area. This was early in the 2nd period. West Fairmont leading Buchanan Upshur 6-0. East and Lewis County tied 6-all. Morgantown leading the North Marion Huskies 7-0. Lincoln and Liberty scoreless, and University over top of Parkersburg South 21-0. We are underway here to start the 3rd period. Zinn's kickoff going to go all the way back to the Indian 6-yard line. Taken at the 6. Here come the Indians across the 20, the 25, and up near the 27-yard line, and stopped on the play. RCB.
Are you a Queen engine?
No. RCB comes out defensively.
Let's go, Robert C. Byrd.
7-yard line, first and 10, Indians.
On first down, flags fly everywhere. The official comes running in. And this one, I believe, going to go against Bridgeport. They're going to whistle it back, and that's a good break for RCB to start the second half.
Big break for Robert C. Byrd. I'll tell you something that's very important. Robert C. Byrd's defense has to step up here and make it happen.
Ball going to rest back at the 21-yard line of the Bridgeport Indians. The Indians operate out of the I formation with Lindsey at the quarterback spot. He'll turn on first down, fake it. Now he's running out along the left sidelines. He's up near the 30 and out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. Let's see where the spot is. I believe it's going to be right at the 30. So a nice chunk of yardage gained by Lindsey, and that'll bring up second down and 7.
Really a big play and a surprise by Bridgeport. We hadn't seen it all first half long. We saw Robert C. Byrd attempt that play a couple different times. Really helped them pick up their first down of the game, and they've also used it a few other times offensively. So Bridgeport taking a page out of Robert C. Byrd's offensive selection.
Here come the Indians again out of the I. The quarterback turns, gives it to his tailback, which is Barry. He's going to go ahead for a very short gain. He's tripped up, going to bring up third down on the play. Ball's going to be at the, let's say, near the 28-yard line. Going to bring up third down and about 4 facing the Bridgeport Indians.
Big play here for both teams. Robert C. Byrd in this third quarter wants to make things happen. And really, I'll tell you, the big thing here, they got to put the stops on Bridgeport and get the ball back so they can put their offense on the field.
RCB's defense coming up looking to play the run. Bridgeport out of the I. Lindsey turns, gives it to his tailback. Now actually fakes it, running out to the right sidelines. Has the first down. He picks it up by a little more than a yard. And I'll tell you, Bill, very good at faking the ball and getting outside on the perimeter has been Lindsey here to start the second half. A couple of big plays. He's the reason they pick up the first down.
Well, I'll tell you, not so much his actual play, but also the fact that the defensive ends from Robert C. Byrd are biting, and they're coming inside. They're not keeping containment on the outside. That's what's allowing him to pick up that big yardage.
Ball's going to be back at the 39-yard line. The Indians again operating out of the I. 11 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the third period. Still no score. This time they give it to the big fullback, Heinzman, and Heinzman is up across the 40, close to the 41-yard line.
And now Bridgeport really doing a great job getting out from the shadows of their own goalposts, trying to make things happen offensively. Robert C. Byrd's defense right now wants to stop them. They want to get the ball back in good field position. So really it's important here that Robert C. Byrd stops the Indians before they can get too much more progress down the field.
Second down and 8 facing the Indians. And again, Bridgeport operating out of the I. RCB's defense, which has been a strong point throughout the season, on the field looking to stop the Indians. Lindsey this time fakes it, looking for running room out along the right side. Got to pick up about 3. He is just inside of the 45-yard line of the Indians, and that's going to bring up a third down again and a little over 4 yards this time.
Hopefully Robert C. Byrd's defensive ends aren't fooled on the play here now. They're going to force the Indians inside tight. Very important for Robert C. Byrd's defensive line to get a push off of the ball, get in the backfield, and try to disrupt the offensive flow the Indians have now.
Hans checks into the game for the Indians, and it looks like Lindsey went off the field. Here come the Indians. They have the first down as Hans, running the keeper out to the right side, finds an open crease, cuts upfield. He crosses midfield, or now they're going to spot it right at midfield, so it's first down again for the Indians. Hans with a little bit of variation for the Indian attack, something that caught RCB off balance.
Once again, the quarterback keeper's been very successful for Bridgeport. They've ran it several times here on this drive. It's picked up good yardage for the Indians. With 9.5 to go in this third quarter. A scoreless game between Bridgeport and Robert C. Byrd. The Indians with the ball at midfield looking to break over in the Byrd territory.
Lindsey back in at quarterback. Bridgeport with a little different formation this time. They give it to Heinzman, running hard straight ahead, picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7, and right now traditional Bridgeport football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Don't make any mistakes and move the chains. 2nd and 7 with inside of 9 minutes remaining in the third period of play. No score here from RCB High School.
The Canteen, home of
The Canteen.
Lindsay in at quarterback. Again, out of the I formation, here come the Indians. With a hard count, he'll turn, give it to Heinzman, very close to first down yardage. He's going to be short by about, let's say a yard and a half. It'll bring up third down and short yardage, and Bill, RCB's defense right now needs to come up with a big play.
Definitely does. Penetration inside on the line of scrimmage is important for this defensive unit. They need to get active. That'll free up the linebackers for Robert C. Byrd to come in and make some big plays. But really, without the defensive line stepping up and being aggressive, it's putting a lot of pressure on this defensive unit.
RCB's fans come to life here trying to spur on their defense. They give to Barry. Barry has the first down at the 40-yard line. Now they spot it back. Not a generous spot this time. Let's see. May call for a measurement here. Nonetheless, if it is short, it would be just short. And the officials going to call in for a measurement. Bill, it looks like it's inches short. Let's pause. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Canteen, home of the famous Giovanni, is now open for your family dining pleasure. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner conveniently located at 114 Milford Street in the heart of Clarksburg, the Canteen offers a wide range of menu items to satisfy the entire family. Open Sunday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 24 hours. We also offer full menu delivery to local areas. The Canteen, 622-3131.
Bridgeport with the football here in the third period, driving. They're in RCB territory, just short by about a half yard. They have the punting team on the field, a good opportunity for a fake. RCB has to be prepared. They do snap it to the up back. Heinzman, he has the first down and more inside the 30, down to the 28, and Bill, that one had fake all over it.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what's more importantly is no penetration in there. Got to be aware of that situation. Surprised that Robert C. Byrd had anybody even back. And Robert C. Byrd taking time out now. Frustration shows on the players' faces. Let's pause. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Drugstore, open Monday through Friday 9 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 3. Over 40 years of professional experience. Blaine's Drugstore, 624-5491.
Back at RCB High School, the Indians with a 1st and 10 at the RCB 27-yard line. They give this time to the tailback, Barry. He is fighting forward for yardage, stacked up at the 25-yard line. A pickup of about 2.5 on first down brings up 2nd and long.
2nd long, and now Robert C. Byrd's defense. Coach Iacorna calls a timeout, tries to straighten him up a little bit, give him a break. They've been on the field the entire part of this third quarter, and we've seen the Indians run off several minutes, almost 6.5 remaining in this third period, and the Indians still have control of the pigskin.
On 2nd and long, the quarterback, Lindsay, under center. He'll turn, gives it to his tailback, but flags come flying in, and Ethan Langbein with a big hit on the quarterback. Flags come flying in. It's going to be against Bridgeport, and Bill, that's a big call for the Flying Eagles.
Big call for the Flying Eagles.
The guillotine up here in the press box.
Chop, chop, suey. Try to cut the head off the monster before bad things happen.
Let's hope she doesn't hear that.
All right. Here we go, defense.
Lindsay back to pass, stands in the pocket, fires out in the flat. It is complete, but a big tackle there for the Flying Eagles. Coming up on the play for RCB, Sam D'Annunzio wraps up the receiver, does not allow him to get upfield, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
That was Sam, the big D, D'Annunzio, with a great individual tackle on the receiver.
The ball resting just outside the RCB 25-yard line. It's up around the 26, possibly 2-down territory here, but Bridgeport may elect to try another field goal attempt.
Anything can happen here. I'll tell you, after we see the fake punt, Bridgeport's definitely ready to pull the stops out in the second half.
Twin receivers out to the left. The give is to Heinzman. Heinzman plowing straight ahead, I believe has the first down. Just outside the 15-yard line, all the way down to the 17. A big play by Heinzman. Bridgeport seemed to catch RCB off guard that time.
I'll tell you, nobody inside stayed at home. We saw a great surge by the offensive line from Bridgeport right up the gut, and that hurts. Really, Robert C. Byrd in control there, allowed the big play for the Indians, and even if they don't get it, it's going to be a 4th and short.
And again, the measurement.
It's going to be short. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Big decision here for Coach Carey. I think really the way his defense has been playing, he has no option but to go ahead and go for the first down.
Bill, I don't think any thought about kicking the field goal attempt there. They're going for it. They're running the ball right now. Their offensive line's firing off, and RCB needs a big play. Lindsey, the quarterback. Out of the eye. Here come the Indians. They give it to the tailback. He is stacked up at the line, Barry, but I believe he had enough of a surge to pick up the first down. Let's see as the officials sort things out.
Definitely looks like a first down for Bridgeport.
The officials again going to call for a measurement. This one a lot closer than it first appeared. Not quite the spot that we thought he had.
Let's keep our fingers crossed here in this situation, Dave.
This will be a break for RCB. Both teams, you can see a lot of players huddled around the football.
Stretch it. Nope, he's got it. First down for Bridgeport.
First down for the Indians. The ball resting at the RCB 17-yard line.
Oh, God, no.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line, and the Indians on the move.
On first down, the quarterback, Lindsey, turns, gives it to Heinzman. Heinzman plows his way inside the 15, down close to the 11. Bridgeport, Bill, right now winning the war at the line of scrimmage.
That's what it's all about right now, the bread and butter. The game's going to be won by the line play, and right now Bridgeport's line playing very good on this opening drive, and man, they're eating up a ton of clock.
4:26 remaining in the third period. There's a equipment adjustment timeout on the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Mother Gooseland, because children are the number one priority. Child care, second only to yours, is the norm, not the exception at Mother Gooseland, West Virginia Avenue and Route 20 by Canyon Pike in Mentor Fort. Proud to support RCB and its student athletes in tonight's game. Go number 20!
RCB's defense wraps up the Bridgeport ball carrier while we were away at break inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9. It's going to bring up third down and 2. And, Bill, big play here for both teams.
Let me tell you what, you got to get some penetration. You got to get off the ball. Fire off of it and make something happen defensively. This is a gut check for Robert C. Byrd's interior line. They've got to come up big on this play.
The Flying Eagles need a big play. Bridgeport, as we said, winning the war here in the third period at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback gives it to Barry. Barry in very close to a score, has the first down. It'll be first and goal Indians, I believe, at the RCB 1-yard line. And you can see the emotion of this game turning as the Bridgeport fans up on their feet cheering on their team.
What a great place for a turnover.
Something. Ethan Langbein comes to the sidelines, and it looks like RCB again wants a timeout. Coach Iaquinta goes onto the field.
Hands. Is that true, Kurt?
Well, Chunky now comes in a pop-top can, so opening the top with your bare hands is pretty easy.
Did I say the top? I meant the bottom.
Now, Mom.
Introducing the Chunky Pop-Top.
Back to live action on first down. The Indians run straight ahead. They give it to Heinzman, the big fullback, unable to get into the end zone. He got back to the line of scrimmage, may have picked off a foot or two, but not much running room. Ethan Langbein checks back in for the Flying Eagles.
Big play there for Robert C. Byrd's defense. They stopped the Indians on the first down play. Now the Indians now looking for some trickery. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that quarterback keeper on the outside. And if they would run that play, this would be a great time for penetration and drop the quarterback for maybe a 2 or 3 yard loss.
RCB needs a big play. The Flying Eagles players on the sidelines encouraging the crowd. Lindsey on first down. Quarterback keeper. The surge towards the end zone And it's a touchdown for the Indians. Lindsay with a touchdown, and flags come flying in. I'm guessing this one going to be against RCB. Some of their players talking to the officials, and after last week's game, a lot of personal fouls. I talked to the officiating crew, and they said RCB does a lot of talking onto the field, talking to the officials, opposing players. Let's see what this call is. The touchdown is good. We have a personal foul, and this one is going in RCB's favor. It's going to go against the Bridgeport Indians, and that's good. I guess it'll move the extra point attempt back, but nonetheless, a 6-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, Robert C. Byrd's defense on the field for the entire portion of this third quarter, only 2:43 remaining in the Canto. That personal foul pushes Bridgeport back 15 yards, and let's see what happens here. A long extra point attempt for Tyler Dodd.
Ball's going to be placed on the snap back at the 25, which would make it a 35-yard kick. Tough for an extra point. 35-yard attempt coming up. This is a big play right here. The snap is low. The kick is up, and Dodd connects. Bridgeport on top 7-0. The Indians fans celebrating. Let's take a break. Back with more in 60 seconds.
Come to depend on and trust the professionals at Mother Gooseland, because children are the number.
Back to Robert C. Byrd Stadium, where the Bridgeport Indians just scored a touchdown, 7-0, their lead, with 2:43 remaining in this third period of action.
Bill, RCB could use a big kick return here, back deep for the Flying Eagles. Shade and Ross. Dodd, the kicker for the Indians.
Dodd just connected on a 35-yard extra point attempt. Big kick. And that gives Bridgeport, the 7-point lead.
Dodd's kickoff end over end. Looks like it's heading out of bounds. It does go out of bounds. Flags fly in, and Byrd will get it at the 35.
Good starting field position for the opening drive of this third quarter for Robert C. Byrd.
Wonder if RCB will come back out in that wing tier, if they'll go back to the I formation. Nonetheless, they need to do something differently.
A score would be very nice in this situation. Obviously, the emotional advantage going to Bridgeport with the score. The Flying Eagles need to do something here offensively to make it happen. Get on the scoreboard and get back the big lead that Robert C. Byrd had in the first half in terms of defensive abilities is really dwindled away. Their defense tired on the field almost the entire third period. They give up the score, and now the offense needs to come out and do something to get back in the contest.
The Flying Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. They're in the I formation. Wilhelm under center, turns on first down, gives it to Ross. Ross running ahead, picks up close to 5. It's going to be just short of 5 yards. Nice pickup on first down, brings up second, and let's call it 5. 2 minutes, 28 seconds and turning here in the third period. RCB trailing the Indians 7-0.
Scotty Ross hasn't done much offensively, hasn't had very many opportunities, and really offensive opportunities have been limited here in this third period of play, as this is Robert C. Byrd's first possession.
Wilhelm on second down, turns, gives it to Ross, running straight ahead. Ross stacked up for a short gain. Not much running room for RCB for the entire night, and now faced with a third down situation. And Bill, you don't want to give 3 plays and out. Your defense been on the field the entire opening half.
If Robert C. Byrd
second half.
If Robert C. Byrd doesn't score, they at least need to pick up a first down or 2 to take that momentum back, and as you pointed out, give the defense a little rest.
Third down and a long 2. RCB out of the I. Wilhelm, the quarterback, turns, fakes it to Ross, now rolling out to his right, fires it out in the flat. The ball's tipped around, incomplete. Looking for Coleman. The pass going to be incomplete, and the punting unit going to come onto the field for RCB.
Well, it looks like, excuse me, Dave, I don't see the punter on the field. It looks like Frazier's not in there, and it looks like Robert C. Byrd might have let to go for it. Now they call a timeout. Confusion on the field. Back with more after these messages.
It's time to head to the mounds.
Back at RCB High School, the coaching staff comes to their senses. They go for the punt here in the third period of play. On their side of the field, they were thinking about going for it on 4th and 3. And the punt going to be a good one for RCB. It takes a Flying Eagle bounce all the way down to the 10, and Bill, it worked out well.
Wow, good punt by by Heath Frazier. That's going to put the Indians starting out their own 10. A turnover here, or at least a good stop by the defense, can get Robert C. Byrd right back into it. Only down by one score, plenty of time left, but you really have to get fired up, and you pointed out the Wheel of the Trenches won in the last possession by Bridgeport's offensive line.
Bill, the other thing costly for RCB is they are completely out of timeouts here in the third period of play, down by 7 with 1:18 remaining. Bridgeport comes to the line of scrimmage. They'll operate out of the I. Lindsey, the quarterback, turns, gives it to Barry on first down, straight ahead. He'll pick up 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. And a good job by RCB's interior line to stuff the run attempt.
Just about 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Robert C. Byrd trailing Bridgeport 7-0. The Indians, a little bit different this third quarter. They come out and you see a lot more quarterback action. You see Lindsey taking the ball around the outside of the defense, making some big plays, picking up good yardage. I think Robert C. Byrd now aware of that fact, and they're going to hopefully prevent that from occurring in this fourth period.
Bridgeport splits a man out wide to the right. Lindsey on 2nd down gives the pitch to Hans. Hans very near a first down, held in bounds. The clock continues to turn up close to the 20-yard line. It's going to be very, very close. I believe he's going to be short, maybe a yard to go, and it's going to be 3rd down. We'll probably end the third quarter of play on that note, and we'll return after these messages.
5 for $25. That's 5 large pizzas, 1 topping, only $25. Also try our hoagies, pasta, and salads. Open till midnight tonight. We have 3 locations to serve you. Clarksburg, James.
Back at Byrd Stadium. Bridgeport with the football and a 7-point lead. 3rd down and 1 for the Indians. Lindsey under center. Gives the second man through. It looks like it's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage, waiting to see where actually they're going to say it's a fumble on the play, recovered by Robert C. Byrd. And just like that, Robert C. Byrd's prayers answered with 11:51 to go in the fourth quarter. Their offense comes on the field with a chance to get a score. Get the ball at the Bridgeport 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bill Lady Luck has been smiling on RCB all evening long. They've had the ball deep inside of Bridgeport territory early in the first period, couldn't get anything. Now a good opportunity from the Bridgeport 20. If they can't get some points on the board, it's their own fault and they don't deserve to win. Let's go RCB. Wilhelm out of the I formation on first down, turns, gives it to Mayer. Mayer hard running near the 10, very close to a first down, and Mookie ignites his team and gets them going. The fans for RCB up and cheering his team, and that's what the Flying Eagles need.
That's what they need. The machine Mayer is a big-time back who wants the heat. He wants the ball in a tough situation. He gets it there, and he rambles over Bridgeport's defensive line. Let's see if he gets another opportunity here to run the pigskin.
Again, the I formation, 2nd down and short yardage to go. They give it to Ross. He'll have the first down close to the 7-yard line. 11:15 and turning. It'll be 1st and goal for RCB.
They're going to say that first down, Dave, is a big break here. Robert C. Byrd with it. 1st and goal from, it looks like, about the 6. They've got 4 downs to get in the end zone. Let's see what happens here. We've seen on a couple different occasions, Joe Gonzalez in the backfield. He's going to come out replaced on a play. Looks like by Zen. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised to see the machine here. He's the go-to guy for Robert C. Byrd.
Wilhelm on 1st and goal from the 7. His team down by 7. They do give it to Mayer. He's inside the 5, plowing his way forward, close to the 2-yard line. Big pickup by Mayer on first down, and right now he's carrying the RCB Flying Eagles.
And let me tell you, now the crowd is starting to get in the game for Robert C. Byrd. Emotion running wild. If they can get in the end zone, it's going to be hard to contain this rowdy group of people.
Gonzalez checks in for Zen at the up back position. Give it again to Mookie. 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Wilhelm, the quarterback, calls for it, turns, gives it to Mayer again. Touchdown RCB. The Flying Eagles into the end zone. The extra point attempt pending. We could have a tie ball game. Mookie Mayer into the end zone for the Flying Eagles.
That's not Mookie Mayer. That's Mookie, the Machine Mayor.
And we have a ball game, folks. Zen on to attempt the extra point. It would tie the ball game.
Zen having footing problems earlier in the first half, slipping on an opportunity for a field goal. Hopefully he can remain planted, get this through for the big tie.
Big extra point attempt right here. We need a conversion. The snap is back. Kick is up. Blocked. Bridgeport blocks it. Here they come. They cannot return it. But nonetheless, the Indians block the extra point attempt right up the middle. They come, unable to keep them out. And it's 7-6. Let's take a break. Back with more in 60 seconds.
WVHF, Clarksburg.
Back at RCB High School, 7-6 the score, 10 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. Zen's kickoff, end over end, going to sail towards the Indian end zone, going to be taken at the goal line by the Indians. The receiver was standing in the goal line when he took the kick, and the ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line. So a good opportunity if the RCB defense can hold them right here to get the ball back with good field position.
Let me tell you, it's anybody's ball game, and what a crazy scenario here. Bridgeport scores their touchdown. They get a personal foul penalty. They got to kick a 35-yard extra point attempt. It's good. But on the other end of the field, sure-footed, sure kicking, and Nathaniel Zen has one blocked. And just like that, the Indians have a 1-point lead. But momentum back on Byrd's side.
Here come the Indians on first down. The quarterback gives it to Barry. Barry tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Mayer. And right now, Mookie Mayer on offensive and the defensive side of the ball is a man possessed. He's taking control of the football game.
The machine is on fire here for Robert C. Byrd.
Second down and 11. He trips up Barry behind the line of scrimmage, looking to get outside to the right. It'll be second and 11. We're inside of 10 minutes. The Indians come to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback, Lindsay, out of the eye. RCB's fans up and encouraging their team. The keeper from Lindsay, he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, loses the football. There's a fight for it. The officials say Lindsay was down on the play. He's going to be ruled down at the 22. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
That time it looked like Lindsay coughed it up again.
Bridgeport comes to the line of scrimmage. They'll split. They'll have trips to the left, one man to the right. The lone setback, I believe, is Heinzman. On third down, they give it to him looking for running room. He is tackled at the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and 5 in a punting situation for the Indians. We need a return. Petrie and Shell going back for the Flying Eagles.
Big defensive stand for Robert C. Byrd. They step up, hold Bridgeport on 3 downs. And now hopefully the offense will have good field position to start the drive. Hopefully a go-ahead drive.
RCB has to be smart right here and get some field position out of this. Cannot allow the ball to bounce around. Bridgeport punter, without any pressure on him, gets it off. It's end over end, taken by Petrie at the 42-yard line, actually close to the 43. That's where RCB will come out 1st and 10 with 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in regulation.
The offensive unit comes back out. I wouldn't be surprised if the defense from Bridgeport doesn't get a steady dose of the machine here on this drive.
RCB operating out of the eye. Wilhelm, the quarterback, on first down, gives it to Ross looking for running room behind the right side of the line. He's going to pick up 2 yards as he gets up to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
We talked about it in the first half. Robert C. Byrd is not going to be successful with any play that takes a long time developing. They need some quick-hitting plays inside. The holes are there, but they're closing quickly. That's why the machine has been so effective. He gets an opportunity to run straight ahead. He gets to that first line of defenders, and he's making big gains.
Bill, I'd like to see that wing tee one more time. Very successful on the one play that they tried it if it wasn't for the penalty. This time they come out in the formation, and on second down they give it to Ross. Again, flags fly. Maybe that's why they haven't tried it much. Going to get a motion penalty against RCB, as it looked like everyone was out of sync on the play.
Obviously, with not much opportunity to run that formation.
Now you may have to put it up in the air, something that RCB's not really proficient at.
You might see him go to the air. You might see Mayer, once again, has been very successful.
Marshall don't know what to do. What we got?
Big play here, 2nd and 13 on Robert C. Byrd's own 40-yard line.
The I formation. Wilhelm rolling out to his left, looking for someone to pass to, has no one open, now tucks it in, and he'll get some yardage back up to the 45-yard line, close to the 45, so a nice chunk of yardage picked up by Wilhelm, and Bill, some decisions here as I believe he got out of bounds. Let's see. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be back.
Talk Radio WHAR at 92.7 WVHF, Clarksburg.
On 3rd down and 8, Shell in at quarterback for RCB. He'll operate out of the eye, has a man in a slot, back to pass Shell. Now he tucks it in, looking for running room, still on his feet, fighting forward for a first down. Great 2nd and 3rd effort by Shell. It's going to be close. I believe he's going to be short, but by inches, and really, by rights, he should have been about 4 yards short, but Shell, fighting his way forward, comes close to the first down.
I'll tell you what, I'm eyeballing it here, and it looks like it might be a measurement. I'll tell you what, he might have gotten it. If it's not, you're talking about inches. And definitely, with 6 minutes to go in this game,
you got to go.
No doubt about it.
No timeouts left for the Flying Eagles. It's going to be short by about, it's a little less than a yard. 6:19, and Bill, this could very well be the ball game right here. A big play.
It's going to come down to this play here. Robert C. Byrd needs to pick up the first down. Really, with a new quarterback in the game, you might see that quarterback keeper, actually Wilhelm, back in the contest, and that quarterback keeper, very beneficial for them. They picked up a first down in the same situation in the first half.
4th down, less than a yard. They give it to Ross. He's straight ahead for the first down. Ross picks it up, and RCB's drive will continue. They are inside of Bridgeport territory, down close to the Indian 46-yard line. Ross that time with the carry, and RCB needs to get things moving. We're going to be inside of 6 minutes when they snap the football, and they are at the Bridgeport 46. No timeouts for the Flying Eagles. Again, the I formation. Wilhelm turns, gives it to Mayer. He's stacked up at the 40-yard or 45-yard line. No gain, maybe a yard, I guess, depending on the spot. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
Also want to mention that John Shields and John Cottrell are both in Coach Iaquina's thoughts and prayers. We had talked to him earlier, and he wants to mention that again. We both are definitely thinking of those two great men. Here with the 2nd down and 10, 5.5 to go. Robert C. Byrd with the ball and control of their own destiny offensively. Time winding down. They need to make something happen here. Got to get on the scoreboard, at least get close enough for Zen to attempt the field goal.
Coleman's going to be split out wide to the left, and Bill, they're giving him a lot of cushion. I would step back and a quick delivery out there and see if he can beat somebody or break a tackle.
Come on.
They reverse it to Petrie. He's looking for running room. Picks up 1, maybe 2. A slow developing play that time. He was well behind the line of scrimmage. Good thing he wasn't throwing for a loss. I guess he picks up a couple, and it's going to be 3rd down and close to 7 yards. 2-down territory, you would have to say here for RCB.
Once again, Dave, either put it up in the air or get a quick hit of Mookie the Machine Mayer. Get something going. Get aggressive going at Bridgeport's defense.
You've got to get some yards on this play. Wilhelm on 1st down gives it to Mayer. He plows straight forward. May have picked up 2. That's going to bring up 4th down and nearly 4 yards. Again, the ball game could be resting on this play.
Robert C. Byrd out timeouts. All 3 used in the 3rd quarter. Definitely, this is a big play for them if they want to win this contest.
probably going to have to put this one up.
I'll tell you, really, you can go to the jump ball to R.J. Coleman. The big fella is taller than anybody defensively that you're going to see on the field. Let him go up and try to get one here.
RCB splits in, and Otto out to the right. Coleman over on the left side. Back to pass is Wilhelm. He fires it across the middle. Picked off. Here come the Indians down the field with the football, number 33 for RCB. Roll ball. Fumble on the play, and the Indians retain possession.
Wow, tough break for Robert Seabird. The interception gives the Indians the ball back. Let's take a break. Back in 30 seconds.
Imagine yourself on the weekend.
Route 19 South, Clarksburg.
You're listening to Talk Radio WHAR at 92.7 WVHF, Clarksburg.
Back at Robert C. Byrd, 3.5 to go on first down. Bridgeport shut down, no gain. That brings up a 2nd and 10 from their own 42-yard line.
Look at all the people leaving.
Precious time ticking away for Robert C. Byrd. It looks like a madhouse now as people exiting this contest.
3 minutes and about 5 seconds remaining right now. Bridgeport going to snap this ball inside of 3 minutes. RCB going to have to do something drastically. The Bridgeport Indians come to the line of scrimmage. Lindsay elects to take a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
52465. International online at www.iolink.net or email at info@iolink.net. International online. A proud RCB sponsor.
You're listening to Talk Radio WHAR at 92.7 WVHF, Clarksburg.
Back to live action. The Indians run the football on 2nd down. They pick up close to 5, let's call it 6 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 4, and Bill, RCB needs a big play.
Huge play here. If Robert C. Byrd wants to win this contest, they've got to stop Bridgeport here, get the ball back with a nice return and make something happen. But really, first things first, and a great stop here defensively is needed for Robert C. Byrd.
Bill, if you get the ball back for RCB, it's probably going to be off a punt. And I don't know with their offense if they can go the distance that they would be required to go. Big play by the RCB defense. Langbein stacks up the ball carrier. He's joined by a couple of teammates that time. Walker also in on the play for RCB. 2:06 and turning. And Bridgeport brings its punting unit on the field. Do you go after the punt or do you set up a return?
I think really in this case, you want to go ahead and go after the punt because Bridgeport obviously with a talented punter is going to get a good punt off. You're not going to have much of a return anyway. You might as well go ahead and go for it and attempt to block.
What's he doing?
The Indians get the punt off. It is an excellent punt.
Oh, my God.
Fair caught back at the 16-yard line. Fumbled momentarily, but RCB recovers.
I can't count that high, Dave, but it looks like too many men on the field for Robert C. Byrd. If that's the case, ball goes back to Bridgeport, and that's the game. Let's wait and see what happens. Definitely looks like that's what it is. Looks like too many men on the field.
We await the call from the official. It is going to be too many men on the field. You're probably picking up the noise next door from the RCB coaching booth. Unhappy with that play.
God almighty! Don't put nobody back.
Devastating.
We gotta go for the puck block. What do they do, Ricky?
Let's see what happens here now.
I believe it was 4th and 4 before the penalty. That should give them a first down.
That is a first down. That's all but it. All we have to do is kneel down. Game's over with. It looks like 1.5 to go in this 4th period. Gutsy effort by both teams, but unfortunately for Robert C. Byrd, they'll fall short here this evening at home on their homecoming.
Take a knee a couple times and call it a night. Bridgeport will jump back to It's top ranking with this win, I'm certain.
Yes, there were 12 guys. Harvard's not supposed to be in there.
Lindsay, the quarterback, keeps it, goes to the outside, falls down, picks up about 4 yards on the play. That was the big thing, that clock just keeps turning.
Smart play on Lindsay's behalf there, Bill. I'm not sure he fell down. I think he went down on purpose. He wanted to stay in bounds. Kerry was over there screaming at him, stay in bounds, telling him to get down, and he just looked like he fell to the turf and keeps the clock turning.
1 minute to go in this contest.
Are they talking about the 14
And that's it. Lindsay takes the knee, 45 seconds and counting. That's going to be it.
Folks, the Indians have come in here on RCB's homecoming night, and they take the win. The Indians, one final play, Lindsay gets it down, and that's it. Football game, and I guess no celebrating chant to end this one.
Not this time. 11-6 score to Bridgeport.
Within 2 weeks they play.
Bill, a shocking loss for the Flying Eagles.
Friday night RCB will be at
Had several opportunities to get some points early in the game. They squander some opportunities and get an extra point attempt blocked. That's the difference in the ball game.
You know, when you look at the field right now, you see a Robert C. Byrd helmet on the ground where someone's thrown it down. A show of frustration by a player. Tough break. Robert C. Byrd loses a heartbreaker here at home to Bridgeport.
You can see the RCB players slowly going off, and Coach Iaquina looks like he is bewildered. Let's take a break. We'll wrap this one up after these messages.
Bob's Post Office Pizza.